Figure this out.
Are you gonna do the little intro too, or are you just gonna go in?
Oh man, we're already in. We're already live. And good afternoon, good afternoon, and welcome everybody. Come on in. Welcome to today's Coaches Corner with yours truly, Oliver, and my fellow coaches and friend, John Ebron of Ebron Coaching and Consulting, and also none other than Coach Wayne A. Moody, who's really zooming in into and beaming in on us tonight. Now that he's reinstated his citizenship in the country of Belize. But welcome, Wayne, Minister of Transformation for the country of Belize. Hey guys,
Hey, hey, hey!
glad to see you. I've been looking forward to this moment. The third quarter has ended.
Mm-hmm.
We have moved into the fourth quarter. We're in the new month, or the new month of, or the new moon of October. And boy, I tell you, it seems like 3 months. Seem like, from my perspective, seem like we've experienced 3 years in 3 months since we last met.
Right.
And I don't know if you feel like the world is moving that fast, or that's much that we are engaged in that much happening around the world. But that's kind of how I feel, man. 3 months now is like 3 years. There's a scripture that says a day is like what, 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day. And
Hmm.
that in the end time, it said that knowledge will increase,
Mm.
right? And we get, it's like we got access to every corner of the world, and just like
Right.
if you can, is how much of the world do you want to experience, because it's right there at your fingertips. And
Mm.
so that's kind of how my experience has been. I don't know about you guys, but look, uh, you got to be grounded. You have to be grounded in this season. Otherwise, boy, you don't know which way is up, right?
That was my mantra for 2024. Grounded.
Being
That was the
grounded,
year
yeah.
grounded before 2025, which is my year of being launched. So this has
Yes.
been the year of being launched, and then I know what next year is going to be already.
Yeah.
2026. 2026 is going to be the year of rest and reset.
Mm.
I got you.
I got
Um,
listen.
um,
That's what Jim Rohn taught me. Jim Rohn says, "Don't start your day until you finish your day."
Mm.
He said, "Don't even start your year until you finish your
you
year."
finish the
So
year.
my year 2026 is finished. It's rest and reset.
Rest and
2020,
reset. I like that.
Beautiful.
I
Yeah.
like that. That's like
and
rinse. That's like rinse and repeat, right?
that's going to be, listen, when we tell the folks at the end of the summit, we will see you next year. We're going to say we're going into the year of rest and reset, because remember, the summit is dream builders, giant slayers.
Mm-hmm.
Once the giants are slayed, then it's going to be a moment to rest and reset.
Rest and reset. Yeah, I wouldn't expect any. Uh, I wouldn't expect you to be into your next year any earlier than where we are right now, Wayne. That's just great. That's just great. And yeah, y'all join in, come on in, and sit with us uh, for just less than an hour here. We're gonna get on here and just kind of we hadn't seen each other like this, even virtually, in 3 months. So
It's
if we tend to go into some personal conversation, just oblige us. Just
right.
allow us to do it.
This is our corner.
This is our corner. That's why we call it the coach's corner, right?
I want to highlight something that happened this week.
Okay.
My brother John gave me a taste of his presentation. He gave a presentation, and some of us as friends and brothers, we heard him. He brought us, and we heard him doing his thing with um, seeing, saying, soaring. And he
Yeah.
shared, and I was so impressed. That brother is a speaker international. I was like, I'm so glad I have him as a keynote speaker at my first virtual summit.
So he
Wayne.
brought you. So John, you brought them in on one of your classes.
Yeah, so we got an opportunity to speak at the Leadership Experience Tour in August.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and so what we did, we kind of did like a little bit of a post watch party with a couple of the brothers. You know how it is. You hate to see yourself on TV. You hate to hear your voice, when you record it, that kind of thing. And so Wayne kind of encouraged me to kind of, let the brothers kind of give me a little bit of Q&A, a little bit on it. And it was really good. It was really good to hear it because this is a message that I think I owe it to the message to refine it, and because I think it's powerfully important, right? And of course, you're your own worst critic. Says I watched it through. I was like, I didn't do as bad as I thought I did. you know?
Listen,
But
listen. I had that same experience today. I had a live today,
is that right?
and as I was going through it, I wasn't really feeling it. You know what I mean? And it's not that I wasn't prepared. It was not that I wasn't energetic. It's just that it didn't seem to be like coming out the way I had planned it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But when I went back and listened to it, it was like, oh my God, right? And then plus the response I got from the participants, it was like, this is really, really good. It's really, really helped me because it's really all about that we number one, we get to serve.
Right.
Right, because it's a blessing to serve, right? That we get to serve, and then number two, that in our service that we actually help somebody.
Yeah.
That's really what's most important. It's not about how we look or, our presentation. It's whether we uh, serve from the heart that we touch other hearts, that they'll benefit from our
So,
energy. So yeah, so I know what that feels like.
yeah.
I just had that experience today.
How about
So
it? Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, it's
yeah.
always like, but I think it can be healthy, right? To um, put a critical eye to your work.
Oh yeah,
It's as I often say, there's one absolute in the universe, right? We call that God. Some people may call it other things. Everything else is on a sliding scale, right?
right,
So there is nothing that is absolutely this or absolutely that we're dealing with more often than not in our lives, right?
right,
So we have to go move between being critical and being, having a keen eye for improvements, but also being appreciative. Because you said it is such a blessing to be able to serve. Out of all of the different types of, styles of leadership and ways of influencing people, servant leadership has always been the pinnacle in my mind.
yeah,
It's such a delight to be able to validate your past work by allowing your work to continue into the present, right? And so that's what we've been working on. So we talked about this idea of personal vision, and so from my perspective, in order to serve people and help people. Because what I truly believe, generally speaking, with leaders all over the world in every leadership capacity, whether you're leading because you're a single parent or whether you're leading because you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, I think a lot of us are putting pressure to perform above the the capacity to grow and to experience, right? So my mantra is that you should lead in honor of who you are, not at the expense of who you are, right? And so how do you do that? How do you provide purpose, motivation, and direction? How do you influence people for positive change, but not put yourself on the chopping block in order to do that? Or alter yourself and have to become a lesser version of yourself in order to keep up with the op tempo and the capacity that is being required of you to lead at a certain level. How do you stay authentically you and be that impactful person that adds value to people around you? I think that's a question that we should constantly ask ourselves.
yeah. Well, I think one of the keys is right is not um, diverting away from your unique expression, because your unique expression is just what it is. I mean, you can't find another John or another Wayne if you search the world over. You
Hmm.
cannot find or duplicate your expression. That's how unique it is, and so that's how valuable it is, right? So learning how to, right, integrate your authenticity with the knowledge, or the expertise that you're bringing forth, right,
Yeah.
is and that comes through maturity, right? Let's look how far you guys have come over the last since I've known you.
Yeah.
You guys, whew, you guys are really, you carry a heavy vibration, and this is just from me being associated with you as a fellow coach. But
Mm.
I mean, you guys are heavy to me. You guys are heavy to me in your own unique way.
Hmm.
And everyone that's listening here today, and in this coach's corner, if you're hearing what we're saying, we're not talking just about our experience, but this is true about you also.
Right.
This
Right.
is true about you also. So how do we, as coaches, our goal is to transfer that, or not transfer, but to draw that out of you, because it's already present in all of us,
Right.
right?
Right.
Right. We're in this 21st century where, you know, your true value and your true wealth is in your personal self, your personal brand. I mean, there's not a corporation out here that can pay you your true worth or value.
Yeah.
But how do we really, first of all, embrace the reality of the all that we are,
Hmm.
and then how to bring that into a place of service to others. That's our greatest value. That's your greatest value.
Yeah. I think that is probably one of the biggest challenges that I'm currently embracing and having fun with right now is my own personal brand. Because I'm a bookworm, right? And I'm a nerd and I'm a personal growth junkie. And I have fallen in love with all of the equations of success. And you learn this and you study that and you get certified in this, you're teaching this, blah, 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 blah. But people want to hear your story.
Yep.
You know? And if
Say that again. Say that again.
Say that again.
people want to hear your story, and now one of my coaches, my mentors, my speaking mentor, he says, at the root of what we're doing, he says, your storytelling. He said, never make a point without telling a story, and never tell a story without making a point, right?
Right.
So you can have all of the knowledge all day long, and I love that. I can see, chapter and verse and da 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 da. I can go on forever and ever. But if you don't anchor that truth with, it's almost like how they make vitamins, right? Like if you were to take the purity of a vitamin supplement, your body couldn't process it, right? So it has to have some kind of binding agent that holds it together to make it through the digestive process in order for people to get any benefit out of the supplement, right? And that's how you have to have your story as the binding agent to that truth of the point that you're making. So you can't say, do what I said. Why? Because I said so. No, you said do what I said. Why? Because I didn't do it, and I got my ass handed to me back in 1998, and I'd never do that again. I learned my lesson. Da, da, da. So you can add a story to the truth. It gives that grip, somebody that can
Well,
hold.
that's the connection.
Yeah.
Without the story, we can be sharing data and information, and it doesn't resonate with
At
people,
all.
right? It resonate with people at the level of the soul, and at the level of the soul is your his story, right? His story is your history, and
Yeah.
that's what makes the principle come alive,
Hmm.
right? And I mean, all of us. I mean, that's always been one of the that's has been and still is one of the things that Yolanda and I are trying to get more open about and more being more transparent about, right? Because I mean,
Hmm.
we realize the power, is in the connectivity of what we're sharing is in our personal experience, right?
Absolutely.
Somebody,
So,
Whether
somebody
that whether that whether that personal experience uh, proves the principle because of
said,
your negative experience, right? Or
right.
whether your personal experience
Exemplary.
affirms the
Yeah.
principle because of the results that you got from exercising the principle. So yeah. So
And don't we want to be wonderful with our stories?
listen,
We
but
want
just
the
think,
stories to make
yeah,
us look good, right?
yeah, just think about it. Just think about it. There's so I really think our forward progress is in how much we expose of ourselves,
Hmm.
how
Somebody
vulnerable. Right.
said, do the world a favor. Just be yourself.
Yes.
Because if God wanted to make you somebody else, he would have made you somebody else.
It would already have happened,
And
yeah.
it brings to mind where we are, reference to what's going to happen in Belize. Because Oliver, you're coming in with that spiritual impact, right?
That's all I. That's all I can bring. That's what I. That's my.
And then
That is my gift, right? You
John
know,
is
I just.
John is gonna come in. John is gonna come in with the practical aspect of how the process, And then here am I, the story to say this is it. It's amazing that your story, and there's a scripture in Revelations that says they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb,
And the
the
word.
word of testimony. But we forget the last part. It says, loving not their life even unto death.
Mm.
And I am a firm believer that if you're not willing to die for something, then that's not something you're supposed to be willing to live for.
Wow. Yeah.
I remember when I had said, this is years ago, because John knows long enough that my life should have been in Hawaii and then I would have come home. I went to Hawaii and had my get out experience, and I was out of Hawaii in Houston. And long story short, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because coming back from Hawaii, I experienced America like I've never experienced it before. I traveled across America more than I've ever been when I got back from Hawaii. And every year since, I would travel more and more and more. And when I turned 60, I did something, I'm not sure, any 60-year-old or before I've done this, let me know. I left Houston and I went to Atlanta, Florida, New York, Massachusetts, Maine, Chicago, DC. I was traveling for 2 months and a week. When I got back, my bed was like, where have you been? And there are two things I got from that, two downloads. My downloads come as I meet with the executive director. And by the way, the book is in the process of being written.
All right.
But there are two things I got. The one thing that I got first was America is not the world. Duh. And the second thing I got was, if you're going to do this thing to 120 years, you got to be in the best shape of your life. Why is it you think September I was doing 100 push-ups a day? And I started something the month of October, and you guys can join me. Dr. Bobby Price, who's a very holistic person as far as health and healing, I am drinking 12 ounces of okra water every morning on an empty stomach. Okra
water.
And he was sharing how our okra came from West Africa, and our ancestors would bring it in the corn rows, all the seeds, a lot of the seeds that came, that's why they call it corn rows, because they would have like seeds from Africa, and a lot of the stuff that came across with our ancestors when they were enslaved, they brought it. But I'm drinking okra. You soak it like 12 hours before, like this evening. You get some raw okra and you put it in, and I'm gonna drink it every morning. And when you look at the benefits, if you go on my Facebook page, it says what benefits are, and it has a lot of medicinal benefits. For men, it's gonna boost you up.
Give us one or two. Give us at least two benefits.
For men, it's gonna boost up your libido. Women, it's gonna be more flowing.
Well, you've said enough right there. You said enough right there. I can see the guys rushing out the door now to the vegetable section of the grocery store.
Pull on the start of the supermarket.
Okra water. You soak the okra in the water.
Yes.
How much do you drink in one day, Wayne?
Like 12 ounces.
So you take a 12-ounce container.
You can make it in. I mean, what I've done, I put it in like a larger jar, and I made more than one.
And you pour out 12 out.
Okay.
So if I put it in a 2-gallon container, how much okra did I need to put in there to soak?
Well, I put like a 2 handful in this like quart. But
Okay.
again, you want to, and if you go to my page, you're going to see Dr. Bobby Price. He shows you the instructions on my Facebook page because I posted. You know, when I get these downloads, I like to just spit it out because freely receive, I freely give. And one of the things that I've been consistent on is just putting out stuff. And John could tell you, before COVID, I started doing a daily seed. And I did that thing for 4 years and like 8 months. Every day I was doing 60 seconds or less. Right now, I'm going to put that together because the young people know how to extract all that stuff. I have a YouTube channel. Listen, I'm looking to monetize all those daily seeds. I didn't do it with a production company, but you know, with AI, you can actually put in everything else that you need now. So I was putting in the work for years. And
Absolutely.
now this bamboo tree is getting ready to shoot up suddenly. And people
Yeah.
see, for example, I listen to John, and John is on a roll. I'm so happy for John because I've been with John for a while now. I remember talking about John now. I went to visit John, and when I met him for the very first time, and I walked in this man's townhouse, and everything was so put together. I'm like, dang, the pot and the this and the this. I'm like, I gotta come and get some lessons. Listen, I've been back now for 3 months, and if I show you this place, I gotta get it by the time you guys get here.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta make sure that it is presentable. But if you would come right now, I would say, no, wait outside, wait at the gate, wait at the gate. But
Well,
on that,
like you said earlier, I mean, you know, uh we can't but be ourselves, right?
Right.
I
You know,
listen, I'm gonna be.
and look, and I can imagine coming to John's place,
Oh,
and
the
I
best thing
know.
that's ever been invented was a label gun. I got everything labeled.
Well, that's your military background
Yeah.
influence, I'm
You know, that,
sure.
that is something that, my initial thought was to acclimate into a new environment, coming back to the civilian world. It feels very much like an immigrant coming to a new country, right? Complete with learning a whole new language. My first inclination was I had to abandon everything that I had, learned, everything I experienced in order to acclimate into this new environment, right? And I have such an appreciation now for my own personal history more than I have ever had before, right? Um, and it has taught me how to hold space for the diversity of experiences that we all have, right? To be powerfully appreciative of what you bring to the table to the degree that it doesn't intimidate you that many other people are bringing magnificent stuff to the table, right? But it'll never dim my light, so I never have to worry about that. But yeah, that's one of the things I have grown into. I would say one of the growth journeys that I unintentionally went on over the past couple of years is really falling in love, not with me, but also my personal history. You know, none of that stuff has held me back. None of that stuff has put me in a lesser position. And instead of like getting stuck on that, I'm grateful for that awareness today, right?
Yeah,
And I think that's the powerful thing that we all
yeah,
can capitalize on is finding those little gaps in our appreciation of our authentic selves. All those things we said, well, you know, this in conjunction with this, I'm still ABC. Instead of saying it that way, saying no, this and this and this, all of this makes me what I am today, right?
And
So,
it's cool that you say that, John, because I want to spin off a little bit on the technology of today, right?
mhm.
Because I would hope that you guys know me enough to know that if there's an AI generated stuff about me, you'd be able to say that's not Wayne.
Right.
Because and that's something that AI can't do. I've seen a lot of messages now with people and they use their voices and they're talking, and you know that because you know that person, this is not that person, but they're just using the voice to do something. And it's a slippery slope we're on when they can take Oliver's image and your image and my image and have us do something that is not us.
Yeah. You know
That's why.
something go ahead. Go ahead.
That's why John knows me, because I'm the kind of person, if I'm not butting in, it's not me.
Wayne, you a mess.
Working on it. I'm working on it. I remember one time, John, because John has taught me a lot. John was the person who taught me how to move away from the fear of Zoom. When I had to do my first Zoom, Mary Morrissey told us, set your first Zoom meeting for this date. And by the time we finished that meeting, I was like, ooh. John had me setting up Zoom, and we started Zoom and Zoom and Zoom, and now Zoom.
And now you're all over the place. Look at you.
Just think about it. You didn't need it until you had a need for it. And when you had a need for it, you had all the support that you needed right around you. And
Right.
now that's very vital to your business. And now you this international person is very vital to your ability to communicate in all these spaces and places.
Right.
And
John taught me
so
something too. John said, you don't necessarily have to be doing everything, but you need to be knowing about doing everything.
that's right.
Because right now I'm in the position where, like today, believe it or not, today I have another new client. This is a young man in Belize who is amazing, and he has so many things that he's creating, and he's like, for me, and you know how I found him? I was walking in the morning on my way to take the bus to Belize City, and he and I talked, we exchanged information, we had lunch today. He's the client.
How about it?
And you
That's
know
great.
me, I'm going to coach a broom if he has a dream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that broom will grow
Yes.
cells and sinew if it has to, and it'll come alive.
Minister of transformation. So listen,
Mental transformation. That's
and
right.
that is a part of this
That's,
because I did, and Oliver, I did dream building and I did life mastery consultant. I've not even touched life mastery consultant yet.
Mhm.
you have.
I mean, as far as
You
taking,
you've touched it, but you have not you have not like put it together with your touch on it. But you're using it. Believe me. I mean, you're using it on us in this coach's corner. Well, look,
well,
look. If you're just chiming in, this is our quarterly coaches corner with yours truly, Oliver and John Ebron and Wayne Moody, and we just we use our desire to serve on a quarterly basis where we come out into communities that we serve, and we just kind of chit chat, and have a little fun and share some knowledge, and we want to, and Wayne has no issues with really letting you into his bedroom and know exactly what's happening in his life. John and I still struggle with that a little bit, but we started this session out tonight talking about our powers and our history, in our story, right?
Mhm.
So Wayne is using his uh, that higher level coaching that he got on John and I practically, right? Because we just watch you, and we are inspired to open up
I
even
got an
more.
I got an idea, gentlemen. I know this is the fourth quarter, right?
Yes.
I would love for when we get to Belize on one of the beaches, we get together and
Ooh.
we do a closing of the year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, if you can set it up where we have, because
If
I'm
I
gonna
can,
bring.
John can tell you if I can think it.
I think
Yeah,
that's a cool idea. A coach's corner on the beach.
yeah.
John,
That would be nice,
John,
wouldn't it?
John
Yeah.
likes John likes to say to me, Wayne, don't imagine me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Me and
Get your
my money.
imagination great. Lord have mercy. You can make me pull out my medical profile, see if I can get some relief. You got me over here renewing prescriptions and stuff, trying to keep up with
Yeah. Well, if you are here listening and you've heard us mentioned Belize, that's because our good friend Wayne, after spending 10 years in the U.S., 19 years in the U.S., how
Oh,
long
no,
were you
no, you
here?
talk about 22, almost 23.
22 years. After 22 years of his life been spent here in the U.S., he finally moved back to his home country of Belize.
Mm.
And Wayne is uh, have been preparing. Everything in his life has prepared him for this moment, and now he's back in his country uh, with the heart and the desire to coach his country and carry the office of the Minister of Transformation. And so the reason, and of course, it's quite obvious from his accent that he's not, American born like John and I.
Oh,
Right.
But we
no.
keep mentioning Belize because coming this November, Wayne is going to be uh, hosting his first live uh,
In person.
in-person Sankofa Mastermind Summit
Hmm.
in the back in his home country, in the country of Belize. And if you've followed John or myself or Wayne, you've heard something about this. But we want to just break off here for a minute and show you just a brief video that will kind of share what this summit is going to look like, what it's going to feel like. And so just bear with us a moment.
Attention, friends from across the globe. The Sankofa Mastermind Summit 2025 is here, and it's our first in-person summit, hosted in breathtaking paradise of Belize. Join us from November 29th through December 2nd, 2025, for an extraordinary 4-day experience that will inspire, uplift, and empower you to take your dreams to the next level. This year's theme is Dream Builders, Giant Slayers, and it's more than just a summit, it's a call to action. Imagine yourself immersed in the rich culture and beauty of Belize, connecting with like-minded individuals ready to make a lasting impact. Your investment in this transformative journey is $3,000 per person or $5,000 per couple. Secure your spot with a 25% down payment of only $750 per person or $1,250 per couple to guarantee your spot to this awesome experience. This is more than just a summit. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. Don't miss your chance to reignite your vision, build lasting connections, and truly transform your future.
Yeah.
All right. This is more than just a summit, but a opportunity of the lifetime. So Wayne, why don't you just kind of share what people can expect at your summit, and you just do your thing.
Hey, I'm so happy and grateful that people are getting back on the plane, leaving, and they're asking, when can I come again? That's the experience that people are going to have. They're going to come and taste, the diversity of the culture, the food, the music. I mean, it is going to be phenomenal. I just sent Bernard. Bernard is the one that keeps me in order, right? Because I'm ready to jump out of the plane and then check the parachute. He says, check the parachute before you jump out. But I mean, I can see folks coming in. Actually, we have a meeting tonight with some of the artists that are artists, because last week I met with the lady in Belize who's responsible for the museums. And what we're looking at doing is actually having an art exhibit open even before the summit, the Wednesday before the summit, and running until the Wednesday after the summit. So dream building is going to be like, it's getting ready to happen. But the week of the art, and we're meeting tonight with the artists to look at their pieces and what the theme is going to be. And then we're going to meet with the lady tomorrow night, and she's going to decide, how we do this. So this is just the beginning, the art exhibit for a week. The summit is going to be in the middle of that now when folks come in on the Saturday. But even before, we have Belizean dream builders who are going to be like, because we're welcome you guys, not just me, all these folks in Belize that I've been coaching, they're going to be a part of the summit too. Then the folks that are coming from abroad, we'll celebrate you guys. You guys are coming in. I know you and John and Rudy are coming in before the summit. And then the folks come in on the Saturday, the 29th. And that first Saturday, you're going to get a flavor of the Spanish and the mestizo food and culture. Then the Sunday in the morning, you're going to experience some of the Creole. And then that's when we're going to have the expo. At the expo, truly, Ebron and all other things that have been created, you'll have a chance to be at the expo showing what it is you do. Like, for example, Dr. Marfield, who is in Belize, his dream is to create a health and wellness center in Belize. That is going to be there, right? So whether you want to come and share what it is that you've been creating, some clients, they're investors. So they might see something that, man, I think I want to put some money in that thing. I have a client, for example, in the South. He has property, and he's looking at establishing some real estate, an orphanage, and a place for women that has been disenfranchised, having a dream and a plan, but what he needs is investors. And we're going to tailor it to where the needs of individuals coming in are going to be personal. So if you're coming in and your interest is some real estate, we're going to find out all the research for you before you come so you can do what you can while you're there to start that process. I told John today, John, you're going to be coming back.
Listen, we from the sound of things, you know, a one-way ticket may be the ticket.
Yes, yes. I have a client from Atlanta. She's coming. Her family's coming, and Bernard just told me they want to extend the time that they had. A lot of people are like, get me out of America for right now. So if you're listening to this and you want to escape, Belize is a great place to escape to. I'm not saying to escape from what, but if you just want to escape. Another brother, he's not even a dream builder. He spoke to me yesterday, said, man, I'm looking at countries that I think I want to move to, and Belize is one of them. I said, come. I'm like Joseph, I'm coming to pave the way to bring you out of Egypt.
Yes. Yes.
So Belize,
tell Pharaoh, let my people go, right?
Hey, and then after we finish the expo, we go south to the resort that you saw a while ago, Hopkins Bay. And there you're going to experience, we're going to have part of the Mayan culture for you and a part of the Garifuna culture. So you can't get an experience like this nowhere. It has never been.
Yeah.
And then one of the things that I realized when I started this, because I got this dream for this. You guys remember when I got the download and I said, I can't say anything yet because not everything you get, you speak. You speak it at the appointed time.
Right.
But it was in 2023, I had the whole summit in 2023.
Yes.
But now it's being manifested. Yes. And I tell you, folks are going to be asking, when can I come back? They're leaving. When can I come back? Because I can see folks coming back to do their own family visits, coming back to do your own retreat, your own you could come back and do your own conference, but we can set it up for you. So by the time you're leaving, and if you're out there and you haven't yet, you can reach out to John and Oliver and myself, and we'll give you the relevant information. And hey, come to Belize, come and experience. You know, I tell folks I'm originally from heaven, but I was dropped off in a piece of heaven called Belize.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm excited about it. And I tell you, man, most people are looking for a second home outside of the United States, right? Because and most counselors are adding that, as a bullet point on things you need to consider as you mature and grow older. Because the world is, like you said, the world is not just this country and not just the United States, but the world really is wherever you decide that you want to allow your full expression to be shared. And so I'm excited about it. John, I know John excited about it. Actually, one of the 3 days is going to include the actual summit part where John and I will be sharing. We're two of the presenters, as well as Wayne, and So we're going to soak up the culture. We're going to uh, get away, right? Get into a different vibration, a different vestige, and we're going to have fun, but we're going to learn, and we're going to grow, and we're going to expand our relationships. And so if
Yeah.
you're out there and if you are looking for, like he said, not only a summit, but it's a life experience, then consider coming to the Sankofa Mastermind, registering for the Sankofa Mastermind Summit 2025 that is taking place again. Those dates are December 29th, November 29th through December the 2nd. And Wayne has laid out not the red carpet, but the gold carpet. So here we come.
I want to throw this in there too. If you have interest on, let's say, getting a status as a Belizean, come and start the process.
Yep,
If
absolutely.
you want to move away, I tell you, we're going to do everything for you that you want, whatever it is that you desire. We're going to at least help you to get it going. So I need to jump here because I got a client again. This is the work I'm doing.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we 3 minutes out, and we have a hard stop at 7. So yeah, all three of us need to really get out of here. But anyway, let's
Gentlemen,
close it down. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, John. John, any advice for this last quarter of the year that all of us are entering into? Any?
yeah. So we've been thinking a lot about clarity, right? October, we're moving into strategy. So think about your goals as strands. I want you to interweave those strands into a cord we call your strategy for 2026, right? Then think about November for gratitude, adding that energy of gratitude to those plans that you've been given, not just that you've concocted, but that has emerged
Right.
in your stillness of clarity. And then December, spend that time on renewal, refreshing, and getting ready for a brand new year. So put yourself on a glide path. And if you need some assistance with that, give us a call, reach out to us, Coach Ebron on Instagram, Ebron Coaching. We'll definitely come alongside you and support you with a strategy so you can see it, say it, and soar into the new year. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
All right. All right. Any final words, Wayne, before we sign out?
Like I said, 2026 is going to be rest and reset.
Absolutely.
Rest
Absolutely.
and reset.
Absolutely. Well, look, thank you all for joining in. If you watch the replay, just type in there. Type in there replay, and we'll come back later and show you some love. But thank you so much for being a part of this. We love the communities that we serve, and it gives us great joy to serve you. And so until January 2026, this will be our last coaches. Well, I don't know. We may be coming live from Belize with our last coaching corner. See, that idea just came up. That's from the visionary Wayne. So look for us probably in December, the first day or the second day of December, or before, and we'll probably be coming live from the beaches of Belize with our final episode of the Coaches Corner for 2025. He spoke it, so it's probably going to happen. See you guys.
Blessings, gentlemen.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Bye-bye.